Welcome to Tribal Jazzman Scholar. What does it mean to fully perceive from our senses? What does it mean to not have a linear cognitive mind like the one I'm using right now, constantly entangling the mind in ideas? What happens to someone who grows up in this environment, in this incredibly exquisite world of organic forms, sounds and smells, wind, seasons, growing plants, living animals, the other? What happens to us when that's what we know? When I went to the Amazon, I had a rather inglorious experience with chiggers, those small insects that burrow under the skin, release a particular secretion that liquefies your flesh, and they live off of that liquefied flesh. Those little chiggers that I had read about and had no real idea how to combat because they're apparently invisible to the eye. But I had quite a few of them. And when I got to the Shipibo village that was 3 days destination upriver, the Ucayali River, I was approached by a little Shipibo Indian girl. She must have been 7 or 8, and she offered to remove the chiggers from my skin. And they were up and down my legs, from my ankles to my knee, maybe 10 in each leg. And I didn't understand her. I didn't speak Shipibo, but the anthropologist that was with me said, "Oh, she's asking me if she can remove your chiggers." And I said, "How's she going to do that?" And he goes, "Oh, they pull them out with a pin." So I said, "Sure." So this little girl came over with a needle and began to very gently pick at one of the little chiggers, one of the little blistering sores, and then said, "I got that one." And then she went on to another one and said, "I got that one." And then I said, "Let me see." And she held the needle up for me to look at, and I couldn't see anything on the end of the needle. And she kept going, "Don't you see it? Can't you see it? Look it right there on the needle." I couldn't see anything. And I had pretty good vision. I was young. And to this day, I mean, she got them all out. They were all gone after that. But to this day, I wondered, like, did she see something I couldn't see? Was her sensory awareness so much more advanced than mine that she was able to perceive something that small? Did she perceive it physically, or was it some other essence of it that she saw? I had a bunch of experiences like that in the jungle of the local people, whether mestizo or native. They had an uncanny connectedness to each other and to the natural environment that I could feel. I couldn't quite put my finger on. I certainly couldn't get the chiggers out myself. Tribal Jazzman Scholar, thanks.